Good evening, everyone. It's me again, and I will be talking about food choice, right or wrong. Okay? Before that, let's talk about what happens when you ingest or eat food. Well, it starts from the mouth. When you eat food, there are two digestions involved. The mechanical ingestion is the chewing of the food to become smaller particles. And there is also chemical digestion used, when the enzymes will act on the food. So the food comes down, it goes to the esophagus, and then to your stomach. In the stomach, the only thing involved in here is mechanical digestion, and there is this strong peristalsis to crush the food. Well, in here, we have no chemical digestion because there's an acid in the stomach, and the enzymes will not work if there's an acid. And then we pass by, there's the pancreas there, but we don't deal with that first. Then the food will get into your intestines, and they are color red. Okay, the green one is the large intestine, so the color red is the small intestine. So the particles now are finer, and they are the galactose, the fructose, and the glucose. Now they are ready to be absorbed to the bloodstream. The intestinal wall has also the intestinal wall has enzymes, by the way, and so with the pancreatic enzymes, and they are actually very strong in making these particles tinier. So they'll be ready for absorption. So along the walls of these intestines, we have the so-called villi. The villi are hair-like projections, and they are rich with capillaries. So from the inside of the intestinal wall with this villi, the food or the particles will get into the capillaries in the villi and ready to join the venous system carried by the hepatic vein, and these particles will go to the liver. Okay? So the glucose that is delivered to the liver remains to be glucose. The galactose will be converted to glucose, and the fructose will be converted to glucose. Okay, so when there is food eaten, the sugar will increase in the bloodstream. So the pancreas, the one that looks like a leaf, I draw this picture. So I just try my best. So the pancreas will secrete or release insulin to deal with the high sugar in the bloodstream. So when the insulin is released, the cell will tell the insulin that he needs the insulin, so the insulin and the sugar will get inside the cell. Okay. Well, what happens if there's so much sugar in the liver? Well, the liver will convert this glucose to glycogen, and even some muscles will do the same thing. Well, what happens more if there are more extra glucose in there? Well, the hormone, which is also sometimes called the fat hormone, will convert this extra glucose to fats, the triglycerides, and store them in the adipose tissue. Okay. So that's it. Pancreas has insulin to deal with high sugar in the bloodstream, or there's sugar in the bloodstream, and the pancreas will release glucagon if there is a decrease in the sugar. So assuming that there's also a decrease in the sugar, and we all know that the pancreas will release glucagon, all the glucagon will do is tell the liver that he needs more sugar. So this glycogen will be, converted to sugar from glycogen. And then they will be released to the bloodstream. And the glucagon will tell the cell too that he cannot supply any sugar inside the cell because the sugar at that moment is low. Okay. So what happens with this food guide here? We have a Canada food guide, and I know other countries have also the same thing. Well, the food guide will tell us how much carbohydrate are we supposed to take per day. Well, the carbohydrate, we can take 210 to 290 grams of carbohydrates per day. Protein is 0.8 grams per kilogram body weight per day. And the fats is 40 to 65 grams per day. And the salt is 1,500 milligrams to 2,300 milligrams per day. Remember, the salt comes in milligrams, not grams. Okay, another thing too, which we are thankful, is the nutrition facts. For every stuff that you buy from the other store, some of the products, they have nutrition facts. You see that's 1 tablespoon, that is the so-called serving. That is the serving. And in that serving, you notice how much are you taking with that serving of 1 tablespoon. Example is peanut butter. For every 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, we have fat 6 grams. We have carbohydrate 6 grams. We have protein 3 grams. We have sodium 10 milligrams and potassium of 100 milligrams. That's it. Okay. So that's what the nutrition facts is all about. Okay. Then what happened to these pictures here? Okay, we have 3 different weights in here. This one is okay. He's normal. Everything looks good. He's fine. This one, he became overweight. Well, he takes more food, you know, not knowing that these food are not good for him. And this one is worse. When you encourage him to get his, weight, if there's any concern that if he comes into the hospital, there's another problem, it so happens you see him with this problem, then weight is very important. So with this one, you tell him that it's nice to have a basal or, just a weight, that baseline weight. And if he says, oh, I never weigh myself at home, well, if you feel that your pants are tight and your shoes are tight, yes, you gain weight. And worse, you cannot even fit in your, pair of pants or the shoes. It's worse. This is the worst one. Okay, so these patients, actually, when you talk about losing weight and everything, they don't want to hear about statistics, body mass index, glycemic index. They have no patience. They might be listening, but forget it as soon as you turn your back. So you got to be factual with these people. Just give them brief information, something easy to remember, and guide them if they go to the, to the places to buy the groceries. This one, easier for them. So don't make them confused, because you will never get their cooperation. I see that several times in some patients. Okay, so that's it. And there are some examples of food in here. Like, we have this, what you call this one? We have this, I'll show you. I have this noodle soup in here. Okay, this is noodle soup. You know how much sodium do we have inside? There's actually 1,600 milligrams of salt inside. So that means you have already taken your allowed sodium per day. There's also a pop in here, which is, 55 grams. It has 55 grams in here. So that's quite high. And there's also a canned goods in here. Okay, it's beans with pork. And it says there it doesn't tell you per cup or 1/2 cup. It tells you 1/2, but I see 1/2. So that is 750. But if the person buys it and doesn't know, actually this is 1,500 milligrams of salt. Okay? So getting educated, getting information will help you understand if these food are safe or not safe. So we talk about this digestion, this Canada Food Guide in here, and this nutrition facts. And I hope this will help you in case, next time you are planning to do something about your weight. It's not too late yet. And this will help, actually. Okay. Thanks again, guys. Until next time.